What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Bowls Deep Fishing. Today we're going to be installing the Crescent Kayaks deck padding kit on the Crescent Kayaks light tackle. Check it out.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Yeah.
Alright guys, so welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be installing the deck padding kit by Crescent Kayaks on the Crescent Kayaks light tackle. I love to use deck padding kits, and I'll give you one reason why. When you're kayak fishing, you got to think you're closer to the water, and you need to be as quiet as possible when you're getting back into these back little creeks, these back little coves, to catch those bigger bass that all these other bass boats and bigger boats can't reach. But whenever you're reaching or getting into those tighter spots, you got to be very, very quiet and be kind of concealed, almost like stealth mode, while trying to hunt these bigger bass. And so what comes in very, very handy is deck padding kit on a plastic boat. Because if you have something, I don't have nothing handy, but if you have something metal and you drop it onto a plastic hull of a boat, you're gonna hear a loud clicking sound, and that little loud movement or that loud sound will spook any fish that are around you or under you. So what is very, very useful and what comes in very, very handy and becomes somewhat of a necessity to me while fishing is using a deck padding kit and attaching it to the deck of your kayak where you're doing in your working area, where you're doing a lot of your movement and a lot of your fishing. Because if you drop something on this deck padding kit, it's going to conceal it. It's going to trap that sound in that pad so it does not transfer through the hole and potentially spook the fish. Now, I'm not saying it's 100% gonna, keep from, fish scattering whenever you're going into an area, but it's going to limit the risk of spooking any type of fish. So you're not going to need a lot of things whenever you're installing this deck padding kit. What you need to do is you need to clean the area before attaching these pads. Now, keep in mind, a lot of the deck padding kits, no matter if you use SeaDeck or marine mat or any other type of padding kit that comes from any vendor or really any kayak supplier, it's going to be a padding kit, but also has an adhesive backing to it, so that's what's going to adhere the pad to the boat. But what a lot of people don't realize is if anything gets up under that pad and then you're using that pad in your kayak and then you get water in your kayak, any little void or any little pillup will allow water to get under that pad and cause it to detach, which I've had happen on a lot of my other boats. So what I really put a lot of my effort into is cleaning the surface very, very well before adhering these pads to the deck of the boat. So what I like to do is I like to use rubbing alcohol. I like to put rubbing alcohol in a rag or douse the area with rubbing alcohol first. Clean it off, rub it in with a rag or anything like that. Very, very good. And then either let it air dry, or you can, if you're wanting to make it a little bit quicker process, you can pop it with a heat gun. But when I say pop it with a heat gun, I mean just a little tat, 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 not just sitting there with it or you're going to melt your boat. So if you're scared about melting your boat or damaging the boat, don't use a heat gun, just let it air dry. But and a lot of people use Windex or other type of cleaning material or cleaning supplies or anything like that. But that also has, like in Windex, it has ammonia in it. And it somewhat gets greasy and oily after you use it. Just like whenever you use Windex on a window. You clean off real good, but if you don't get it completely off of there, it's going to leave that greasy membrane on that window. And so what I really like about alcohol is it gets off any other residue or any other dirt around the area, but it dries quickly, and to me it creates a more cleaner surface and a better surface to attach the pads to it. And you see my little guys in the back. I'm trying to keep them out of the way, but you know, they're little ones, so you never know what's going to happen or what's going to come to their mouth. So, yeah, we'll just leave that there. But getting back to it, you really need to clean the area very, very well before attaching these pads or really any type of deck padding kit. All the manufacturers recommend it, and I highly recommend it because I've had pads pill up on me. Another thing you need to look out for, if you have pads, like with this pad, it comes to almost like a point. You need to really, you know, get that point on the boat or in an area, and it makes sure that point adheres very, very well, because if not, that little point's going to pill up, and then eventually your whole pad's going to come off. So the most likely to pill up. Another thing you need to do too, which is very important, is before you start cleaning or sticking pads to any of your kayaks or anything like that, you need to make sure the pad kit that you're getting, you lay each and every piece out where it goes, because I've had pad kits come in that are missing pieces, and you don't want to get everything together and it's missing other pieces. It's just not going to look good. And especially some manufacturers, if it is missing pieces, it wants you to send that whole kit back with it, where they can send you a brand new whole kit. It's just easy on the manufacturer to do it that way versus trying to pick out, okay, which pad is it, which one do I need to send, so on and so forth. So most of the time, they're going to want that whole pad kit sent back. So definitely, step one is whenever you get your pad kit in, lay it all out, make sure that there's no damages already to it, and then also you need to make sure that there is all the pieces are with it. And then once you have all your pieces, you need to clean your kayak. I prefer using rubbing alcohol, but you can use whatever you like to use. Clean the surface very, very well and let it completely air dry or completely dry before you think about attaching any of these pads to it. And then once you start attaching the pads, you're going to want to slowly peel the back strip off of the pad, keeping your fingers off of the stickiness, because you don't want to put the oil of your fingers on the pad neither, and then lay it down very gently where it needs to go. Let it stick just a little bit. Then whenever you have it exactly where you need to be, go ahead and apply even pressure throughout the whole pad. And then what I like to do at the very end of the pad, after it's already adhered all the way to it, is I like to go around the edges of the pad with my finger and apply pretty heavy pressure all the way around to make sure all the edges adhere properly. It is a lengthy process, but if you do it right from start to finish, you know, a month or two down the road, you're not going to have pads start pilling up and start falling off, and then that whole investment of that pad kit just goes away, so you have to order a new one. So basically, like I said, since it is a lengthy process, I'm going to kind of speed things up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and put the camera on time lapse. So basically, I'm just going to do everything from start to finish, and then I'll get back with y'all once everything is finished, and we'll take a look at everything, guys. But real quick, I do have them all laid out, and that teak color on the Marsh Color Crescent light tackle is just sick, guys. It's absolutely sick, guys. So let me get everything set up, and I will go ahead and start installing this crazy sick pad that I got on the Marsh, guys. Stay tuned. that's a wrap for basically installing a deck pad. It turned out very, very good. I love, absolutely love the tan teak pads up against the marsh color Crescent kayak. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love this, the color contrast, and to kind of mix it up a little bit, get you that teak feel on an OD green boat or marsh color boat. I'm sorry, it's just phenomenal, guys. So right here, I'll show you. So this is the full deck padding kit. So this is your whole deck section, your working area space, and then also it comes with 2 of the teak brown color deck pad kits for the tank well. Mine did not have it whenever I picked this up from Fletch. This is actually a padding kit he had on the shelf, and he did not have none of the tank wells. So I've already reached out to Crescent, and they're sending me over the 2 pads for the tank well. So those should be coming the next day. I saw they did ship them to me today. So should get here probably the next couple of days. They got super fast shipping, especially just being down in Carrollton, Georgia. I'm in Dawsonville, Georgia. So helps out tremendously. And then also I went ahead and I got they have a pad that goes on top of the hatch cover. And I got it in teak as well, so I feel like that's going to really make this thing pop. It just looks so much better with a padding kit. To me, a padding kit is definitely a necessity on a fishing kayak because you're trying to snoop in, get quiet down in those smaller creeks and those smaller coves. So a deck padding kit to me just helps you keep a little bit more quiet, a little bit more stealthy to catch them big old mama bass, guys. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I got a lot more stuff coming y'all's way. Next step for the Crescent light tackle for me is going to be rigging it out for the 2021 tournament season. Putting all my Railblazing Yak Gear accessories on it, paired up with my sick Navigator Bending Branches paddle. Just that color combo is going to be gnarly to say the least. But going back, just rigging it out, how I'm going to put my Yak Gadget crate in, where I'm going to put my rod holders and my phones and my tracks and all that stuff, my anchor wizard. So I'm really looking forward to that. Next thing, like I said, next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to basically go through and lay out how I'm going to set up all my accessories, kind of see what I need. I think I have pretty much everything I need with my pile of accessories right here. I believe in my rigging box, I have an extra track that I'm going to put up top. I do have to look for that, guys. But for the most part, I mean, she's coming together. The beauty and the beast is just coming together. If you can't tell already, I'm really, really stoked, guys. But thank y'all so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope this helped y'all out tremendously when installing a padding kit on any kayak, not just a Crescent kayak, but any kayak. Little man's down here messing with some stuff. But remember, guys, whenever you get your pad kit, open it up. Make sure you have all the pieces that go with that certain kit. I'm telling you, I'm not going to say no names, but I've had people leave out, definitely pads, or they come in damaged or tear or torn through shipping. So definitely check out each and every one of your pads. Make sure you lay them all out without sticking them and get them laid out. Make sure you have all the correct ones. Make sure you clean the surface thoroughly, guys. I use rubbing alcohol, and then I also pop it with a heat gun. So I'm not telling you to pop it with a heat gun because that can be very, very risky, but definitely clean it very, very well. Let it air dry out. Even if you have to wait a couple days, just let it air dry out. Then whenever you go, before you then go ahead and lay out the pad kit again, make sure you know where all the pieces are going, and make sure you got any debris out from under where the pads are going to get adhered. Once you stick them to the boat where you want them, make sure you apply even, steady pressure all on the pad. And then what I like to do is rub my thumb with a lot of pressure around the whole outside of the pad to make sure it sticks very, very well. Because like I said, those point pieces, they'll be the pieces that are going to most likely come up first, guys. But again, guys, thank y'all so much for watching. If you like these types of stuff, please drop a comment in the comment section below. Let me know if you like that, or let me know what you want to see, guys. And just stay tuned. This year's going to be killer. These videos on this Crescent kayak are just going to be phenomenal, guys. And if y'all ever want to see anything, please just let me know, guys. Thank y'all so much for watching. Stay tuned. Stay classy. Deuces!